last night, and in his first postseason, Deni Avdija really looked like a star for Portland, scoring 41 points and helping them bounce back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter. The Trailblazers won by 4 and find themselves back in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. They clinched the 7th seed, and they will need Avdija to have a similar performance if they want to continue to advance. The 41 points that he dropped was the third most points in a play-in game, trailing Jason Tatum in 2021 and Kobe White, as we just brought up, in 2024 with the Bulls. Avdija is the first player with 40 points and 10 assists in a play-in game ever. Congratulations. Now you get to play the Spurs. Can the Blazers and Avdija challenge Wemby and the Spurs in a way like they did last night for the Phoenix Suns? Wendy, what do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a coming out party for Deni. He's been an all-star. He's going to get serious consideration for the All-NBA team this year. He has a chance he could make it. You know, he's played on bad teams his whole career. First in Washington and then in Portland, and he's really become a star. And the way he plays was totally on display in this game. He is an absolute raging bull. He puts his shoulder down, initiates contact every single time, beats you up, and generates shots for himself and his teammates. He also had, I think, 13 assists in this game in addition to the points. He was 15 of 22. Talk about efficient. And, you know, when they needed 2 baskets at the end of the game, I mean, this was a 17-5 run to finish the game by Portland. This is a team that, 10 days ago was, not even in, they were in the 9-10 game. They win their way into the 7-8 game, and then they win their way in Phoenix to this with him just being an absolute force going to the basket. Now, the Wemby situation is going to be fascinating, Stephen A., because so much of this postseason is really about, is this Wemby's time? As we're going to watch and we're going to see whether or not this is a moment where Victor Wembanyama has this breakthrough moment. And his first test will be to deal with Deni Avdija coming down the lane time after time after time, because he will challenge him. Now, Victor has something that the Suns did not last night. The Suns did not have a rim protector. They did not have a rim protector in the game at the end of the game, which is why Deni saw that, absolutely took advantage of it, and punished the Suns for playing small. And obviously, the Spurs will not be playing small. They will be playing very big. So, look, Victor has many battles to try to cross Shea in this postseason. We're excited about a number of them. First up is Deni, and even though they won't guard each other, straight up, I promise you they will be meeting each other at the rim many times over the next 2 weeks.
Definitely. Stephen A., go ahead.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. The NBA play-in tournament is delivering exactly what we wanted. Drama, career performances, and heated debates. Last night, Deni Avdija went absolutely nuclear for the Portland Trail Blazers. 41 points. 13 assists. 15 of 22 shooting. He became the first player in NBA history to drop 40 points and 10 assists in a play-in game. And he led Portland back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter to punch their ticket to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. Now, the Blazers get the San Antonio Spurs in the first round. And on First Take this morning, the panel started debating whether Deni Avdija can actually challenge Victor Wembanyama. And Stephen A. Smith had a very clear answer. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Roll the clip. Did you catch that? Let me break this down because there is so much here. First, Wemby gave Deni his flowers. He called him an absolute raging bull. He said he puts his shoulder down, initiates contact every single time, beats you up, and generates shots for himself and his teammates. And the numbers back it up. 41 points on 15 of 22 shooting. That is efficient. That is dominant. That is a star performance. But then Stephen A. stepped in. And he immediately threw shade at Washington. He said, "It's amazing what happens when you get out of Washington, isn't it?" That is a brutal but fair point. The Wizards have been a disaster for years. Players go there to die. Deni got OUT, and now he looks like an all-star. That says everything about franchise culture. Then Stephen A. started listing Portland's weapons. Scoot Henderson. Shaedon Sharpe. Donovan Clingan, who is third in the NBA in rebounds. Drew Holiday. Jeremy Grant. He said, "These brothers, Portland's tough. They're not scared. They don't mind physicality. In fact, they invite it." And then he dropped the biggest stat of the entire segment. The Spurs won 2 or 3 games against Portland this season. Wemby did not play in any of them. He has not faced Portland since December of 2024. That means the Blazers have no fear of San Antonio because they have never had to deal with the alien. And Stephen A. said, "I'm looking at it from that standpoint." He is right. You cannot assume the Spurs are going to roll when their superstar has never played this opponent. But then Stephen A. got real. He said, Avdija is going to drive to the basket. He's going to create contact. He's going to try to make things happen. But damn it, he ain't 7 feet 5 inches, okay? And that is the whole conversation right there. Deni Avdija is a bull. He is physical. He is aggressive. He is everything you want in a playoff attacker. But Wembanyama is a cheat code. He is 7 feet 5 inches with an 8-foot wingspan. He changes shots without even jumping. He blocks everything at the rim. So, the question is not whether Deni is good. He is clearly good. The question is whether his style of play translates against the best rim protector in the league. Stephen A. pointed out that the Suns did not have a rim protector last night. They played small. Deni punished them. The Spurs will not play small. They will play very big. And Wemby will be waiting. But here is where it gets interesting. Stephen A. brought up playoff physicality. He said the game slows down. There is more half-court offense. More half-court defense. And the referees let you play. They allow more physicality. And Wembanyama is still relatively thin. When teams get physical with him, when they bump him, when they push him off his spot, how is he going to respond? We have not seen that yet. Not in the playoffs. Not with a team like Portland that invites contact. Stephen A. admitted that the referees might protect Wemby because he is a superstar and the league wants to protect its assets. But there will be games where they let it go. There will be games where Portland is allowed to bang with him. And if that happens, who the hell knows what is going to happen? That is why this series is fascinating. Portland is young. Portland is hungry. Portland does not care about your reputation. They are a bunch of young thoroughbreds that don't mind getting after it and don't mind getting in your face. And Stephen A. gave them serious respect. He said, they're coming. They're not about to be punked. So, what is the prediction? Stephen A. still gives the edge to San Antonio. Wemby is Wemby. De'Aaron Fox is a playoff veteran. Stephon Castle is a dog. But he is impressed by Portland. And honestly, so am I. I want to know what you think. Can Deni Avdija challenge Wembanyama at the rim? Or is Stephen A. right that he just ain't 7 feet 5 inches? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay locked in. We are building something real here. See you next time. Peace.